common reaction to a tough breakup is to sort of like suck it up and realize that there are other fish in the sea and get back out there and date again. You see this in goofball sitcoms a lot, like where a woman has just been dumped or something and her friend's like, you need to forget about him. I'm gonna take you out tonight. Essentially, this is rebound dating, where you're attempting to find a romantic partner to help you forget about or get over a previous partner. And in spite of the fact that this kind of thing seems to be pretty common, I feel like this is dangerous for several reasons. Now, I'm not really big on caring that much what other people think of you, but I do think it is often useful to not appear crazy and impulsive to your peers, and jumping into new relationships quicker than people can even realize that the old one is done sometimes has that effect. People talk, man, and I'm not saying you should put a whole lot of stock in that, but sometimes the damage control you have to do for your own reputation is not worth the effort. It's also not a good look for your ex and people who care about your ex when you make it seem like they meant so little to you that you could get over and move on so quickly. Not that impressing your ex is important or likely at this stage, but it's just kind of mean, isn't it? Now, I've said this many times before, but other people can't fill your holes. Not everyone agrees with me on this, but I firmly assert that relationships rarely work when one or more of the people involved is mentally or emotionally broken. I don't think that some person can magically enter your life and wipe away all your pre-existing unhappiness. And I think the idea of rebound dating flies in the face of this concept. I've read that distracting yourself with other people can help you heal from a broken heart, but to me, it just seems like you're throwing a bandage on it and just hoping it goes away. I think it's important to acknowledge our issues and work on them. And I'm not saying we have to do that alone, but I think it's a mistake to expect our personal problems to be solved by the presence of another person. If you're bummed about a past relationship and you start dating someone else, that person is in for a very tough competition. They're just this fresh face that you may not know that much about, and then they have to compete with this person who is at least at some point probably your favorite person in the world to hang out with. If they can't match up to this ideal that you have in the back of your head, that might end up making you miss your ex more. And if that relationship doesn't work out, you could end up feeling crappy about 2 relationships instead of 1. Probably the biggest problem with rebound dating is how there's often a disconnect between the people involved. In most cases, you don't tell a person up front, yeah, I'm still in love with my ex, because doing that probably usually doesn't get you a second date. But because you don't say it, it's possible that the other person might be looking for a successful long-term relationship, which you are basically incapable of having because you're in love with someone else. If we're talking about monogamous relationships here, you shouldn't date someone when you're in love with someone else. It's rude. The last thing you want to do is make someone go through the very same types of emotions that you're trying to deal with right now. I just think at some point it becomes a very dishonest situation. Now, of course, if you're upfront about your situation and let the person know that you're in a fragile state, they can respond accordingly. It's possible that they're willing to work with you as you go through it. But I do think at the same time, it's going to be hard for any relationship to work as long as those wounds are still fresh. And a lot of times what it takes to heal those wounds is just giving yourself some good old-fashioned you time. That's just me though. I want to know what you think though. Drop a comment. I also want to give a shout out to all of the new subscribers. How you doing? If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that thumbs up button and subscribe if you like my hair. Thank you once again for watching my video. For those that don't know, I'm a full-time YouTube creator, and the only way that I'm able to do that is through your support, and a large portion of that support comes through Patreon. Now, Patreon is a crowdfunding site for people like me with ongoing creative projects. It's kind of like an online tip jar where you can set it up to donate just a couple bucks every time I make a new video. So if you find any value in my channel or my videos, or if you just want to support me, please consider signing up for Patreon. That would be super amazing and totally appreciated. But even if you don't feel like it, or if you can't, that's fine too. I just thank you for watching.